Welcome. Yeah. Welcome to CANDID Conversation. Hope everybody's doing well today. We have a great show for y'all as usual. But yeah, come on in. I am King George, one half of your host, aka Mr. Knowledge is Power. And this is my beautiful co-host, my queen, my one and only, the beautiful and intelligent.
Ooh, Dr. Natalie Nicole. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, I've got a great show for y'all. Welcome to another episode of CANDID Conversation. If this is your first time here, we tackle topics that are unpopular.
Yes, but important.
So yeah, the chat is for you and for us to be engaged. We love to have open dialogue because, iron sharpens iron, and that's what we're all about here. So
right.
Yeah, welcome to our day ones who've been with us since day one, helping us with this campaign of unity, information, and all of that good stuff.
Yes, so, staying informed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And today's CANDID Conversation is brought to you by the people, the citizens who believe in informed communication creates a stronger community. We want to say thank you. You've been in some meetings with some people. I'm on the other end receiving and trying to make adjustments to our new changes that we have coming up with CANDID Conversation.
Yes.
And so today you saw that we did make it to our 50 subscribers for our brand new YouTube page. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all.
Yes, and so we made it there, but also we have to wait 24 hours before we can go live on there, which, is cool.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we've learned a lot. You've brought a lot of information back to me on what you've learned in your meetings. And so there's people that want to support CANDID Conversation. They want to support by watching, by engaging weekly, and also monetarily wise, which is amazing to us. And we thank you for the donations that we received today. With the upgrades and the things that we're having to do, because, we're going to need additional help, people that are experts to help us get things together,
Yeah.
Most of us, you've seen that our sign is backwards the entire time,
yes.
right?
And we know this. We're working it out.
Little things like that. In addition to, we were told that our sound, we need to work on our sound.
Yes.
And then, of course, I'm not a technical person or what have you, so we're going to get somebody to help us with recording and also editing and all of those things. That's what your donations will go to, because we're completely doing this on our own time, our own dime, giving you the best that we can about the facts and the things that are going on in our community, and also for people who need a voice.
Mm-hmm.
People who cannot come out and speak up on behalf of issues that concern in our community. Hey, we're doing it. We're trying to do it. We're trying to support you through this. So thank you for supporting us as well.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And again, your voice, your engagement, your support makes CANDID Conversation possible. So yeah, we don't forget that. We don't take it lightly.
Right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, so how you feeling? How you doing today?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.
Right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. We got some rain. I think we got some rain earlier this morning.
Right, we was out and about in the rain yesterday. Loving it.
Yeah.
Listen, my husband, I love spending time with my husband. He took me,
I appreciate that.
He took me, we went joyriding. What do you call it? Is that what you call it?
Joyriding?
Joyriding. And so we were, all back in the country, honey. And a big old wild pig just ran across the road. I was like, that. I was like, oh my goodness, healthy big old pig, right?
Yeah.
So, just enjoying life. I hope you got out today, got to some church services, got fed in that way, enjoyed a good meal, enjoyed your family. On Sundays used to be growing up was the time when our family got together to cook and things of that nature, and spend time, break bread. So I hope you all have enjoyed yourselves today. So
yes, indeed.
Yeah, you ready for that quote, honey?
I am ready for the quote.
Things?
No, I got our quote for today.
All right.
Yeah, our quote for today simply says, "Truth is not designed to make us feel good. It was created to help us become better."
All right, all right.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. J.A. Hood. That is his quote for today. We appreciate you, sir.
Yes, give it up to Dr. Hood.
Yeah, this is his book. If you need to get a copy, reach out to us or Project Rebound Inc. But I'll read the quote one more time. It says, "Truth is not designed to make us feel good. It was created to help us become better."
Yes,
so,
yes. Also, you can follow Dr. Hood on Facebook.
Yeah.
He is the all caps king.
Listen,
He gonna give it to you.
Visions Now and for the Future is his book. So yeah, make sure you get your copy.
All right. All right. And I want to shout out to Mr. Quinones, who's live with us, and Mr. Tyrone.
Yeah, salute. Shout out to both of y'all. We
today.
appreciate y'all supporting the campaign. But yeah, welcome to Candid. And again, make sure that you are engaged. Grab your favorite beverage. Grab your favorite, chair. And join in the conversation.
And take this opportunity to share with your friends. And make sure to remind them to subscribe to our new Candid Conversation
if you have
Facebook
not already,
page. Yes.
Yeah, Candid Conversation on YouTube. Please subscribe. Thumbs up. Share that with your friends and your loved ones.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
All right.
Yep.
Did you want to share some other shout outs? Go ahead, honey.
Moving right along is Vigilantes Inc. Vigilantes Inc. is a great documentary. If you have not seen it, we always champion. Please go out and get you a copy. Our own Major Turner.
Yes.
Major Turner, who is in the documentary, and shout out to Greg Palash for shooting the documentary. But yeah, suppression of votes. We already know what happened with the Voting Rights Act and the things that they're trying to do to further suppress our rights and our votes. But yeah, this is a great documentary to check out. A lot of good information. So please get your copy or get in contact with us or Major Turner to get your signed copy. But yeah, Vigilantes Inc. Great documentary.
And also, shout out to Miss Trailer. Miss Trailer is the one who introduced us to this documentary, and it ever changed my life. So shout out to our community leaders and our heroes that are sharing the information and making sure that we are informed about important things that affect our vote, that affect how we show up in the world, and how we contribute. Thank you so much.
That's right.
Right.
Real quick, another great read, Black Labor, White Wealth.
Okay.
By Dr. Claude Anderson. If you don't know who Dr. Claude Anderson is, listen, he has a wealth of knowledge and wisdom and insight and information. But yeah, if you don't have this book, please go get you a copy. This book is a great read. Between this and Dr. Hood's book, listen, you cannot go wrong. This is going to give you everything you need to know about how the system works, how it was designed, and how it affects your everyday life.
All right.
So between these two, go get you a copy. You can't go wrong. Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Hood, Vigilantes Inc. will put you in the game. So yeah, make sure you go get all of that good information.
All right.
But yeah, you ready to get candid?
Let's get candid, honey.
Let's
get candid like only we can do.
Yeah.
Now, I think you took my spot.
Okay.
I think you took my spot, but I can roll with it. All right,
well, let's roll with it.
10,000 is the number.
10,000.
10,000 is the number. Does anybody know what we're talking about when we say 10,000 is the number?
10,000. We're talking about 10,000 unregistered students right here in Muskogee County. You know, the school is starting. It's right around the corner.
Okay.
and 10,000 students are not registered. So whose fault is that? Is that the parents' sole responsibility? Does the school board play a role in that? So yeah, we're gonna have that conversation tonight. But yeah, put it in the chat if you're even alarmed by those numbers.
Yeah, let's talk about it now. So we attended the meeting on last Monday, is when they had their meeting at 5:30, and I was alarmed sitting in the audience hearing that there was 10,000 parents who had not enrolled their students. Now, as I posted that information on our social media page, there was mixed reviews, right? Okay. You had some parents like get to it, and you had some parents like the system is broken. You had some parents like, why aren't they coming into our communities and making sure they're supporting and helping parents get registered for school? Yeah. So, you know, I'm a little bit far and removed from that situation, honey. But from what I remember is, you know, we had Infinite Campus. And if your child has continued to be in the system and go to the schools, then everything's self-populated. If you needed to change addresses, things of that nature, then you needed to update that information. But your student was pretty much in the system. And then they may have had some additional paperwork that you had to actually, you know, fill out or what have you and take in. So what's going on, parents? What's going on?
Yeah,
it's been open since March of this year, registration for students. And so that's an alarming number, 10,000 students not registered. And then I also saw some parents say, well, this is what holds up transportation for other students. Yeah. Also, you know, I heard the counselor or the board member say, you know, you get upset when your kids are getting a sandwich as opposed to whatever's on the menu for that day. So whose responsibility is it? Is it the parents' responsibility, or are you saying the schools aren't doing enough? What do you think?
Yeah, and please put in the chat your perspective, your opinion. But for me, I think it's both. I think they're both responsible, but I think the parent is the most responsible. Yeah, because you got to make sure your kids' stuff is in order. Because like you said, that's going to affect the seating in the classroom. That's going to affect the lunch count and all of that. That's going to affect the bus transportation. Yeah, all of that stuff. They base a lot of that off of how many students they're going to have for the year. So a lot of those things are affected when the students are not registered. But yeah,
and I saw some shade in the comments, honey.
Did you?
You know, I saw some shade in the comments. So, you know, some of the parents was like, you know, just like they get out.
Oh, for the post.
Yeah, like they get out and solicit for votes and campaign for votes in these communities. They're saying that these I keep want to call them council, but board members need to get out into these communities and in the areas where there's a need, help these parents out. Yeah. But you know, I don't recall this ever being an issue when I was growing up. You know.
Well, things have changed.
My mom and we
things have changed
and I was on that end where everything was paper and you had to fill out, you know, word for word, name, date, all this stuff over and over again every year. And now you have technology that kind of helps you with this situation. So I was alarmed to see that there was more than 10,000 folks who had registered their kids.
Yeah, technology should have made it a lot easier, which I believe it has, but still, you know, it's the sole responsibility of the parents to make sure that they're getting their kids registered.
And if you don't know, and if you have questions, do you guys feel like you don't have that access to reach out? Because the district is open Monday through Thursday, 8, I believe, until at least 5 for questions and things of that nature. So what's going on?
Yeah, I believe that, you know, of course it's the parents' sole responsibility, but the school board should, you know, I think they're trying to make things easier for parents to register their kids, but they have a role to play too.
And shout out to Mr. Murray. How you doing, sir?
Welcome to CANDID, sir.
How you doing, Miss Stephanie? How you doing, beautiful?
We welcome you to CANDID.
Listen, he says, parents, I'm confident that the schools are sending out announcements.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm going to tell you, as an educator, when I was in the classroom, you know, parents wouldn't put Infinite Campus on their phone. They wouldn't put the school-related apps on their phone.
Parents wouldn't?
They would not, because they didn't want to take up their, what is that? The data and stuff like that. But listen, that's the most important app you need to have on your phone. Yeah. is Infinite Campus because it lets you know when they're tardy, if they're late, if they're absent, all of those things. And so, again, all of this stuff can be done digitally today. So I was a little alarmed and
Yeah, I mean, it's alarming. Rightfully so. It's alarming. But yeah.
How you doing, Miss Johnson?
Welcome to CANDID.
Watt Johnson, I apologize. She says, thanks for all the work you are doing in the community. Thank you, beautiful, for joining in and tuning in tonight.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, folks,
yeah,
that about chops it up. Parents have a role and a responsibility.
They do.
And in
Absolutely.
the event that you do not know, or if you're having issues, then I know schools are reaching out. They have emails, they have web pages, and then the district on Macon Road is open. It's open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to at least 5 p.m. So, especially if your child is going back to the same school, reach out to the folks. You know who they are. Reach out to them and let them know you're having some concern or issues. So let's get it done because, again, you can't blame the school if you haven't registered your child. For their transportation, for their lunch, and for their schedule. You got to do that and not wait till the last minute.
Yeah. Now on the other side, what would y'all say? The school board, what would you say their responsibility is, or what part should they play? Because we understand some families have challenges, whether it be transportation, so they can't. It's hard for them to get their kids to school to register them, and then if it's online, maybe they have issues with Wi-Fi, or you know what I mean. So yeah, we understand there are challenges. So how could the school board help them, overcome those challenges to make sure their kids are being registered on time? So
right. That's
I would love to know your thoughts.
That's true. But
how do you think they can
listen, I feel like the education system for the most part rolls as a oiled machine.
Okay.
Right? And if your students have been in the system for a while, like I've never had an issue registering the children through Infinite Campus because all of the information was there. You do your signature, digital signature, and all of that online.
Yeah.
So, if, like I'm saying, if there's issues or concerns, then you also know how to reach out. There's the web pages, there's the district building right there on Macon Road, and then also you can call the school. So, we really got to get it done and not wait. School starts back on August 3rd. So
yeah, that's right around the corner.
We got to make sure we get it taken care of.
Yeah.
And, if that involves getting the churches involved, and having a day where they can help parents and different things on Bible study night, something. But let's not allow this number to say what it is.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
And parents definitely, don't wait till the last minute either. You got to get this stuff in as soon as, registration opens.
No,
I wouldn't say wait till the last minute.
They did it already. They did it already. They did it at the top of the year. They still had some issues. And, no system is perfect or what have you. But if you did it at the top of the school year and then you got to this point and you realized that something wasn't done or what have you, it's a learning experience just to kind of learn and figure out what went wrong.
Yeah. But
make sure you get it taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
honey. So what's next? What's good?
We can leave. We're going to talk about participatory budgeting.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, put a PB in the chat if you are familiar with participatory budgeting.
I'm glad you said that before me. Sometimes my words do not come out right. I'm trying to say something else.
Well, listen, try to say that 3 times real quick. Participatory budgeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody know about it? What it means?
Yeah. What do you know about it? Have you heard of it? Is it effective? But yeah, we're going to talk about it tonight. And we're talking about the citizens actually participating or having a say in allocated funds for certain projects in Columbus. I absolutely believe that we should participate in participatory budgeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there's things that the citizens absolutely believe are priorities that need to be taken care of. So, yeah, and we talk about transparency all the time. That will help with transparency with people knowing exactly where their tax dollars are going. So, you know, infrastructure, roads, right-of-ways, parks, and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm thinking that maybe $2 to $5 million, even more, that could be allocated just for those projects.
And that would be amazing.
Yeah. So
that would be amazing.
Tell us what you think.
Real quick, and I'm going to read this comment from Mrs. Angela. She says, I'm confused. Why is this an issue with parents? Where are you and your kids? Step up and get it done. And yes, ma'am,
Yeah,
that's the truth now.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Some people can't handle the truth like that, but you know, it is. You got to take care of it. It's
Right.
a responsibility of the parent. You know, the school has provided the platform in order for you to get it done. So let's get it. And then if you can get help with everything else, and if you know how to work everything else, this is, you know, something you should know how to work as well.
Yeah, and two, like you said, we know that this is an issue, obviously, if it's 10,000 students that are not registered.
Yeah.
But, you know, I believe that parents, because we know the homes in certain areas are not...
it's not a priority.
It's, well, that plus it's things that they're facing, like we talk about, maybe transportation, maybe there's some financial struggles or whatever that's causing them not to be able to take care of this stuff like they need to.
On it. Okay.
I'm not sure. And like you said, growing up, I never heard anything about registration being an issue.
Right.
But we're in a new day and time, so
Right.
you know, parents are a lot younger. We have a lot more single parent households. So there's things that I can understand that contribute to it, but at the same time, it's alarming.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that many students not to be registered at this stage in the game.
Right. So this past Saturday, we had a great opportunity and privilege to attend and learn some more about this participatory budget process and what it is, how it works, and I was excited to leave there learning. I had never heard of it before being there. I was excited to leave there learning a little bit more about how it works and how it's very inclusive of the community.
Right.
So what were your thoughts on some of the projects that were mentioned that could be done by citizens?
Well, listen, like I talked about, you know, there's things that we see that maybe council doesn't see, or maybe, you know, leadership doesn't see that needs to be taken care of or prioritized. And we can see all around us, you know, high grass and some of these things with business owners not taking care of their property in the community.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about blight all the time. That is a huge problem in Columbus. So, you know, participatory budgeting will actually is a great solution to solving some of these issues that we have in Columbus. And it's worked in New York, it's working in Atlanta, it's working in Boston, it's working in North Carolina. So it is working. And I think we should implement it in Columbus.
Right. So what I love about it is that in the meeting we had a mixture, a variety of people. We had a young lady who came from Atlanta. We had Amy from Indivisibles.
Yes.
And then we had some community leaders who contribute to empowerment and education of what's going on with the city council and the school board. And so it was very informative. And we have our next meeting, if you're interested. It's going to be on August. Did I write the days down?
For
the next meeting.
It's, I think, 29th.
Okay, August 22nd, I believe.
Is it?
Was it the 22nd?
No, I think it's the... We'll get it right,
yes.
y'all. We'll get it right.
Yes, I believe it was August 22nd at 12 p.m. and it's going to be at the library.
On Macon Road.
And
real quick, shout out to Miss Teresa Elamine. Shout out to the 706 citizen.
Yes.
Mrs. I want to mess up her name.
Denise Cambridge.
Yes. We appreciate everything that y'all do. Salute.
Yes, and it was interesting. There was a young lady there, and she mentioned how, you know, her passion, her efforts for a community that she loved and grew up in was not welcomed. And she was pushed out of this.
It's not hard to believe.
Yeah, and she was pushed out of this city. And so, you know, it left me asking what I felt like was the essential question, and I won't get into that. But this type of meeting, this type of information is very empowering. And so I encourage you to come back to the next meeting in August and see what you can do to contribute your expertise and learning as well. Amy from the Indivisibles, she shared a lot of great information with us. She was her heart is so genuine and just so kind, and it was very nice to meet her. and then have the opportunity to learn more from her perspective as a white person, as a Caucasian person in our community, you know, what's going on from their view.
Right, right. So yeah, and shout out to Corey Wilson. He was in the building. He showed up. It wasn't easy for him to show up, but he still showed up, and that says a lot.
Yes.
So salute to you, sir. We appreciate you and everything that you do in the community and for Columbus. But yeah, it was a great meeting. Again, there's going to be another meeting at the end of next month on
August 22nd.
Okay, so
it's August 22nd. It's going to be at 12 p.m. And if I'm wrong, we're going to make sure it's in the comments.
Yeah, Make and Roll Library. But yeah, it's a great discussion. Please bring your perspective, your opinion to the discussion. And when you come, bring somebody with you if you can. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. It's needed in Columbus, and the citizens absolutely should have a say in where our tax dollars are going. Not only with voting, but with participatory budgeting, where, like I said, funds are allocated for certain projects that we deem priorities in Columbus, and we say where those dollars go.
Yeah, we collaborate with the city manager, collaborate with council, and then they help us to implement the projects that they have approved with the budget for us to work on. So I think it's an exceptional idea. Amy brought up the fact with working closely with CSU and students taking it on as a project.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great idea. So I'm looking forward to where this goes, you know, and I'm excited about it. Corey's online. How you doing? He says it's the 22nd. All right. Thank you very much. How you doing? And be safe, sir. He says he's driving. So be safe. Yeah. So great meeting. And again, a wonderful group of people who are really grounded in doing things that are solution oriented and effective in our community. So very grateful for that.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, and you know, since we're talking about that, you know, I think projects and things of that nature, I want to talk about, you know, the fact that in District 1 there's 23,000, a little bit over 23,000 based on the 2020 census of people that make up District 1. So that's a little bit over 23,000 people that make up District 1.
Oh, you just transitioned on me real quick?
I'm just transitioning on you right quick.
Transition on me then.
So, the majority there are brown and black people, African American people.
District 1?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit over 76%. That's as of the 2020 census.
Okay.
And 24% of whites.
Okay.
Right? So that's a large number.
It is.
That's
the majority.
That's a large number. That's a good amount of people in one district. And so, you know, it was brought up on social media this week. One of the citizens in that district asked, what is that counselor doing to communicate, or what have they done in the district? And so if you have to ask, that means you don't know.
Well, I mean,
how y'all feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, I believe that it's going to take a little time as the new counselor is transitioning. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for certain things to get done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Versus someone who's been in there a year or 2 or 3, then hey, there's no excuse.
Okay.
So I give grace there that, you know, the new counselor, Counselor Simi Barnes, is just transitioning to District 1. And we know her father was there a long time before her, but she's there now. So yeah, there's some things that has to be changed. I think it's going to take a little time to make those changes. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's my.
All right, so let me look at the facts. Okay. Per the 2020 census, it was 23,444 people in the population of District 1. Okay. 5,697 of those people were white, which I said is 24%. 17,747 were black and brown, 76%. Okay. Now, a lot of what's going on in District 1, you got Patriots Place, that's a huge, big deal, right?
Yeah.
And if you live in District 1, right, if you live and you're traveling through there every day, it should not be brand new to you. The way that Buena Vista Road looks on that side, from Raw's Cafe on down, is a hot mess. It's a hot mess, and it did not get like that overnight. So I understand grace. I understand giving people opportunity to transition,
Mm-hmm.
but when you get hired, we expect, as our mayor has said,
Mm-hmm.
for you to hit the ground running day one. Not trying to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
but having some systems in place. The reason why I brought up the amount of people in that population is because you have to have systems in place.
I agree.
You have to have effective systems in place in order to communicate effectively with that amount of people. Saying I call them and I talk to people one-on-one or in person, it's not going to cut it. Because I know you haven't talked to 23,000 people since you've been in the office. I know you haven't emailed 23,000 people since you've been in the office.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that I feel like people don't understand, that you can sell a dream, you can sell fluff, and you can say you're going to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the facts and you look at the black and white, tell us how you're going to plan to implement systems that's going to effectively serve your community.
Yeah.
It's time out for excuses. It's time out for fluff. It's time out for all of it.
No, I agree. I agree. And what do y'all say? What do you
she
say?
said, don't give them too much grace. That's my lady.
I agree.
That's my lady.
I agree.
That is my lady, because we worked hard to get people in office.
Mm-hmm.
We are not going to give grace for excuses. We're not. And for the same old, same old. So a lot of times people do not vote because look at our communities.
Right.
What is the point? What is getting done? We can't see any ROI. We can't see anything getting done regularly like it's supposed to. So why vote? Why participate in a system that clearly is not working?
Well, there's other things that contribute.
That's just one thing, but I'm just saying.
I got you. I got you. Yes, other things that contributes, but so I do agree. We do need to put counselors, leadership in those positions who are going to hit the ground running. Absolutely. And
you're not brand new to the district. So that's another thing for me. You didn't come from out of state. You are born or raised here, I believe, and you say you live in this district.
Yeah.
And you ran on knowing what the issues were and also getting in here and fixing them. I want to see systems in place. I don't want to see citizens on social media saying, what have you done and how are you contacting them? Because that means you are not being effective in communicating to the more than 20-some thousand people you have in your district. And for people to think that in 2026 that we're going to just let stuff slide, it's not going to happen.
No, I agree. You got to hit the ground running. But like I said, when you first get in office, I do understand it takes a little transition, a little time to transition. But at the same time, you must be knowledgeable. You got to hit the ground running.
Just like she prepared for her speech when she got up there and all the things and how they did her wrong, I needed her to also be prepared day one to start putting systems in place to help District 1. That's what she is elected for.
Yeah.
Not excuses. None.
I got you. So what do y'all say?
Yes.
Again, what do you expect from your counselor?
So we have to hold them accountable. Thank you, ma'am.
Right.
How you doing, Mac Bay? She says, how you doing? Hello.
Welcome
how you doing?
Candid.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts, folks? Because again,
we want to know. What do you expect from your counselor on day one?
Yeah, day one. And so that's what our mayor has also promised us. Day one. And we know, we do know that he has that experience to hit the ground running day one. And so another side of that is don't run. Don't run for positions that you don't have time for, that you're not going to give 100%, that you're not willing to grow and do the things that needs to be done. Do not run. This is not for status. It's not for, just having a title or a position. This is very serious. Like, look at our federal administration. We gotta care, and we gotta care about the type of people that we are electing in our local elections, period. And that's just across the board.
Yeah, I agree. So again, we want to hear from you. What do you expect from your counselor on day one? What should the qualifications even be? You know what I mean? Because that's a question mark.
Jesus.
Because some will say you don't need experience, you don't need this, you don't need that. But, so I just want to know what your thoughts are.
Now, so she says, right, they aren't new. They know what the issues are, what are their platforms, what did they run on. Exactly. And so, they come together all well presented and put together for the campaign. I need to see that as you get in the seat. My degrees are in leadership. I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I know exactly what it's not. And so don't work so hard in a campaign to get in the seat and then half do it and give us the bare minimum, because you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
You're going to hear about it.
Especially on this platform.
Yeah, and especially on Facebook. It's people already wondering, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
And, don't tell me that you have called and you're doing face-to-face when you got citizens who don't agree with that haven't heard from you, that haven't received an email. So, listen, figure it out, folks.
Yeah, your district has to already know your pedigree before you get in there. And that's a big part of it, too. They got to already know what you bring to the table and what they expect of you. So,
how you doing, Kimberly? Thanks for joining us. She says, cleaning up Columbus, point blank, period.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
But
people need help at Patriots Place.
A lot of help.
That place is a hot mess. That district on that side of Buena Vista Road, those business owners leaving their plazas full of grass, high grass, trash, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Hit the ground running. Get into these people's businesses. Get into this community and make it look better. Clean up. That's easy to do. You don't have to have no expertise to do that.
You don't, but if it was easy, I mean, it would be done. So, but
Ms. Denise says 30, 60, 90-day calendar. What are their short-term, long-term goals?
Yeah.
The folks that elected them need to know. That is the truth, ma'am.
And let me tell you what you're going to hear. This next election cycle, and what we've heard during this election cycle, what you're going to continue to hear is, I listen, I'm going to be transparent,
Jesus.
and I'm going to show up. Those three things.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what
tired.
you're
We're tired of you listening, because we need you to know, and we need you to move forward with some action, right? Listen.
I'm going to listen. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to show up.
We need some action.
What have you done already?
Miss Kimberly says enough is enough, right? You are in that position and doing nothing. Yeah.
So,
and then, of course, somebody brought up, this is a part-time position. I get it.
No.
Part-time is a 35 hours and below. How many of you believe that your counselor is spending at least 25 hours a week working in your district on things that matter?
That's a fair question.
Okay. How many of you all believe that there's at least 25 hours? That's 5 hours a day.
Right.
100 hours a month. No, you ain't gonna tell me 2 city council meetings. And then, if they have to show up for a ribbon cutting or all this other extra fluffery things that, fluffery things, okay, that's 1 hour maybe. But, how many of you believe they're dedicating at least 100 hours a month to your district? Because I believe if they were, it would look like it.
Well, you got to have a heart for the community. You got to actually care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to show if you do or you don't.
Yeah.
You got to actually love your community. You got to actually love the city.
And get it. They don't have to clock in. They don't have to keep a time, stamp of, the hours or whatever they're dedicating. They're free to handle it however they want to handle it. And look at what we're getting as a result. Some people spend too much time going to training. You're not here enough to take care of things that need to be taken care of, and you're missing meetings on a regular. Like you got one job, and that's to show up at these meetings. I think I've heard somebody say they would never schedule something on a day that they know they have these council meetings, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Yeah, but again, what say you? Please put your comments.
Listen.
In the comment
I'm here
section.
for it. I'm here for systems. And we're just not, bringing it up as a challenge or concern. There are things that you can employ. There are systems that you can employ to make sure. We at least need to see it, right? We haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything. And it should be public. So you can miss me with this District 1, District 1, District 1. I'm asking on behalf of District 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Land your plane, are you?
I have landed it, honey.
Okay. All right.
All right.
What we got?
Listen, and speaking of, so we know we have a lot going on in District 1. Patriots Place, that is, listen, I have shed some tears from the messages that I have received.
It's bad.
From single parents,
It's bad.
From the videos and the pictures. It is overwhelming, the problem. But guess what? It did not happen overnight.
Right.
And so, of course, Inspection and Code says that they have taken whoever owned it at the time to court multiple times, fined $300 and something. But what are we going to do about repeat offenders? What are we going to do about business owners who own land, property in our city, and they just let it sit there on Casita Road, full of tires, full of trash, high grass? Like, what are we going to do as a city, and why is that acceptable? It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
And they need to make the fines more stiff. And then take that money from the fines and help put in places to beautify the city.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's my solution. Like, they need to make the fines more stiff, because these business owners, they're not taking this stuff seriously. You know what I mean? And a lot of them don't even live in the city or the state.
And mind
so
you,
you got to try to track them down, and that's not easy.
Mind you, they want to charge $1,000 for a curfew violation. They want to charge $1,000 for the unhoused in the homeless community, but it's $300 and some for properties that are unkept, and people are having to live in like a third world country.
Yeah.
That don't make sense. That don't make sense whatsoever. How you doing, Dr. Hood?
Salute to you, sir.
He says each counselor should establish a citizen council of 50 to 75 people to be eyes, ears, and legs for the counselor to obtain feedback and get government on the streets. All right. To resolve issues that matter, those citizens must seek expertise and advise counselors on what government agency to put to work. That is good stuff.
Yeah.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
And Ms. Kimberly says, I'm so thankful to you all's dedication for being advocates for our community. And we're thankful for you too, Ms. Kimberly. Thank you for joining us. Now, and that, when we talk about what's going on in Patriots Place, one of the things we wanted to talk about tonight as well is the have and the have-nots.
Yes.
It's a phrase that I do not care for. I don't like to use.
Okay.
But where you want to go with that?
So let's talk about, and put your comments in the chat. What the haves and the have-nots mean to you. I think that's debatable. The have and the have-nots is that term is debatable, because I think there's a spectrum, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's poverty, and then there's middle class, and then they say there's upper middle class, and then you got your wealthy 1%. So it's a spectrum. You know what I mean? And I just think, for me, the definition for me is, if you're considered a have-not, then you're struggling, you live in poverty, you don't have access to resources, you don't have access to politics and things of that nature. But then, if on the opposite end of that, if you're part of the haves, you have access to those things, whether it be resources, whether it be politics, whether it be the things that you need to survive. You have access to those things and more.
Okay, so let me read you the academic definition. It says haves are people who have a lot of money, nice homes, good jobs, and high school and high social status. Nots are people who have very little money, few possessions, or struggle with poverty. They say it's a social gap, which is an unfair economic gap between the rich and the poor, and areas such as healthcare, education, technology, access, and things of that nature. So it's really just a synonym for rich and poor, wealthy, affluent, and impoverished people. And so it doesn't leave any room for the middle for me. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like I said, I think that is debatable of what the haves and the have-nots are. But by this definition, yeah, if you're struggling, if you're poor, if you're in extreme poverty, then you consider the have-nots. And then if you're part of the haves, the opposite. You live well, you do well, you have access. So where we are today, yeah, I don't think there's no middle class anymore. I really don't, especially with the prices, the home prices and gas prices and the way things are now. I think the middle class has disappeared. Like it's either
so
you
too.
have it or have not.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I want to say is why I don't like to use the word have and have nots or use that concept is because it comes with a negative connotation in my view.
How so?
People tend to paint people that have as, you
Wealthy.
know, stuck up, you know, they don't think that those people have worked hard. And I think it goes by way of, you have to look at it culturally. So have and have nots in the African American community doesn't necessarily collaborate with what is the have and have nots in the white community or the Hispanic community, things of that nature. But I think in our culture, we tend to look at people who we consider haves and say, and feel like they're stuck up or they didn't work hard for the things that they have, they didn't go through anything, and you know, and we put them in this category that's negative, and that's the part that I don't like about it. Yeah, that's the part I don't like about it.
Yeah. What about the bourgeoisie? How about that? Do people even say bourgeoisie anymore, or the bougie? You know, they shorten it to bougie now, but the bourgeoisie is considered the haves.
Blessed and bougie, honey.
You know
I remember when that was a saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Miss Denise says, exactly, not everyone has access to affordable housing, health care, financial stability. Yes, and they're not necessarily in poverty, right? But they don't have access to those things.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's tricky, and I believe there's a spectrum. You know what I mean? But yeah. We talked about it at the beginning. If you're just joining us, Dr. Hood, Visions Now and for the Future. Listen, everything we're talking about with economics, economic growth, economic development, you want to get this book and read it. It's in here. Dr. Claude Anderson, this is another one.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go wrong. Everything we're talking about is in both of these books. Black Labor, White Wealth. Get your copy. But yeah, I mean... Yeah.
Let's check out the back there.
Look at it.
Look at it. Dr. Hood.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but when it comes to the haves and the have-not, that's what it is for me. Like you said, there's access, and then those that don't have access. There are those who can afford and live well, and there's who can't. Yeah,
and in this economy, there's a lot of people that's like, where do you put them with this economy?
Listen, there's a new...
you go and get a little bit of groceries, and it's like $76. So, I mean, a lot of people... Gas is crazy. I pulled up, it was $150 somebody had to put in their tank.
It takes me $110 to fill up my tank. So
it's crazy these days. It is. Yeah.
But there's a new category called the working poor.
Okay, that's where we fall at?
The working poor. I mean, that's what they're saying. Like, you know, if you're not necessarily considered, you're not in extreme poverty, but at the same time, you're still struggling to make ends meet, and you're not eligible for... what's it called? You're not eligible for SNAP. You know what I mean? So you're trying to keep your head above water, so you barely struggling, but at the same time, you're still not eligible for SNAP. So that's what they're calling the working poor. Right.
Denise says, so question, those 10K unregistered students, do they fall under the have-nots?
That's a great question, Denise. That is a great question. I would beg the question to say, well, I would say they do. I would say a lot of them do, because... What other reason, well, I'm not going to say what other reason, I believe that those 10,000, and maybe a little less than that, are part of that have-nots.
And they may just be procrastinators, too. They could be a little percentage people that just like to wait till the last minute.
Well, that's still part of the have-nots, though, I believe.
Oh, really?
I believe, because, I mean... I don't know, but that's just what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I've heard it said multiple times and used in our community, the have and the have-nots.
Right.
And like I said, the only reason why I don't like to use it is because of the negative connotation that comes with the people that are in the haves. Like, I just don't believe that, you know, anything was given to them, especially if they're our culture. I believe they worked hard for the things that they have. I believe that they earned everything that they have. And just like we go through things with racism and different things, they, you know, resilient, went through those things, and they are where they are, and they deserve to have everything that they have. So I don't like the negative connotation that comes with it, but I understand, you know, academically what those terms mean.
Yeah.
And today, like you said, they only have the have and the have-nots. But there's some folks in the middle today with this inflation and all this stuff we have going on today.
What do you mean in the middle? The working poor?
Yeah, $150. That's a light bill, or it used to be anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, but that's why entrepreneurship is so important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To help with, to me, well, even those that are entrepreneurs, I'm not going to say that. Even entrepreneurs and small business owners and business owners in general are affected by the prices.
Oh yeah, a lot of
inflation.
people have closed down. And then, you know, in this city, we have slumlords out of this world.
Yeah.
That is a problem. We have places that are burning up because the people don't want or don't have the funds to fix their air conditioners and things of that nature. We have businesses that I went to last week and they're no longer there. They have closed down because of the economy. And so we have serious, you know, concern with small businesses in our area. And when our city doesn't want to help a small business,
Right.
you know, they got to find because they broke the law type language. That bothers me.
And it should bother you.
Yeah, it bothers me.
It should bother you. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So
Yeah,
you good? How you feel about that have and have nots?
Yeah, like I said, it's now that you say it, there is a negative connotation that comes with if you're considered a have.
Yeah, I've seen some of our counselors use it against our mayor-elect.
Is that right?
I have. I've seen the conversation sway that way, you know, that in our city it's the have and have nots. Now, you're not going to tell me, we've all listened to his story, most of us anyways. We've seen the interviews of humble beginnings and where he came from. He worked hard to get the things that he had.
Right.
Most African American people do that are in the position that they have.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing, like, you know.
Yeah. It's so for me in Columbus, there's a discussion that's being had about those that are considered haves. Maybe they came from humble beginnings, but then they get to a certain level.
Ooh, say that, sir.
Well, they get to a certain level, and they forget. They forget about everybody else, or they forget to reach back, or they forget to give back.
Yeah.
So that's a conversation that's being had too.
That's good.
The elite looking out for the elite, or the bourgeoisie looking out for the bourgeoisie. So
that's it.
Yeah, put in the comment section if you believe that's happening in Columbus. Do you believe that our people, certain people who are well-to-do, are only looking out for others that are well-to-do, and they have a coalition, and they're going to keep looking out for each other? You know what I mean?
Good.
So yeah, that's a
good.
question. That's a conversation that's being had.
And I feel that's happening in the churches as well. I feel like they create these communities, you know, of we're comfortable with these people, and they're not really getting outside of those four walls and reaching the unhoused and reaching the homeless and the people that need food and things of that nature. They're doing things that they feel comfortable and with people they feel comfortable with. And so, yeah, I think that's a really great question.
Listen, Columbus is a tricky place. It's a unique place for a lot of different reasons, good and bad. But it's a tricky place, especially when it comes to politics. And I'm not just talking about the definition of politics. I'm talking about the politics of being a part of this clique, this group, this organization. If you're in the group, it's all good for you. But if you're not, you're on the outside looking in. Good luck. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a tricky place.
Yes. How you doing, beautiful? We got Miss Joanne on. She says, until you speak about the negative condensation about the wrong black doers, at the top, I think, and the lies they tell, Columbus will forever be a tossed salad with meat. How you doing, beautiful? And you telling the truth.
Welcome to the show.
You telling the truth, and a lot of people have perspectives and understandings and experiences that, you know, only they can tell, only they can share. Because just like we went to a court case, we were invited to a court case, and because we were told the information and it wasn't firsthand knowledge,
right?
Then, you know, we aren't able to really dig in and talk about or advocate on behalf of somebody,
right?
When we're not 1 + 1 = 2. So it's important for people to tell their stories. It's important for it to come from your experience and what you know, as opposed to what you've heard. And then you got to rally behind people. She said, and I mean without me. Okay, yes, ma'am. Rally behind people and support them when they do share their experiences and things that's going on in this community. And if people don't speak up, listen, things will not ever be fixed or changed.
I agree. And we're gonna get more. We're gonna keep getting more of the same, which is another conversation we just had about that. But yeah, and then we talked about fear.
Yeah.
You know, why are people afraid in Columbus to speak up? You know, this is not Jim Crow. Some would say it's Jim Crow 2.0, but we're not being. Our lives are not being threatened. We're not being sprayed with water hose, bitten by dogs.
None of that.
Our lives threatened on a daily basis.
Well, you know, some of that is going around in some of these states.
But you know what I mean, though.
But it's not. It's not on the same level.
Nowhere near.
Yeah.
What the elders face on a day-to-day basis. You know, what I mean? They were talking about people. Their lives were threatened if you even thought about voting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or if you voted, you could be killed.
Right. So, and we're not in those times. But for whatever reason, the same type of fear, if not worse, because our people persevered through those things to get us where we are today. But today, folks will shut it down.
Yeah.
They will shut it down. So one of the things we heard was, you know, it's in the policies at workplaces that you can't participate, you know, in politics, and, you know, we get it. So there's systems in place to shut your mouth.
Well,
you know,
it's unfortunate, but this is what I would tell people to try to understand. You're going to be affected anyway. So you might as well be a part of the solution. You might as well speak up and speak out. Yeah. Because you're going to be affected either way it goes.
Or you need to support the people who are. And that's more than a pat on the back and you're doing good and keep it up. You have to support the people that are. And what we see is people will shy away. They will distance themselves.
Right.
You know, because you can't be associated to someone that's speaking up on your behalf and advocating on your behalf, but you also are at the advantage of that. Listen, the sacrifices people are making.
People want to continue to be invited to the barbecue, to the Christmas party. They want to continue to be in this group or that group, so they're not going to speak out, and that's unfortunate. But some people will complain, and like you said, they'll pat us on the back. You guys are doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing. But we don't see you. We don't hear from you. You know what I mean? So that's an issue.
Yeah.
That's an issue. How can you want better for Columbus, want better for your community and culture, but sit on the sideline?
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that.
Right.
Nothing has ever changed from people sitting on the sidelines.
Right.
And we talked about how people were on the sidelines upset with Dr. King and those others that were trying to make it better for our people, telling them to be quiet, sit down. Why are you causing all these issues for us? We still got that same attitude today, unfortunately.
Absolutely, and it's very unfortunate. You know, and when I bring up for a conversation for our community that in this city, and I'm an implant, as you guys like to call it.
Transplant.
Oh.
You're a transplant.
You know, in my time here, the only time I've seen people collectively come together over 5,000 petition signatures is for animals and for the data center.
But not our culture, though.
But not our culture. Yeah. Not our culture. We don't come together like that. So if they can come together, file suits, you know, what does it say about the politics in their workplaces? Are they just allowed to get a pass to speak up on the public agenda and say the things that they need to say?
That's interesting.
And we're not? And we're told to be quiet, or we're told you're talking too much, and we accept it. We get in line because we got this we need to get from the city, or we got that we need to get from the city. Like, that is hurting our kids. That's hurting the people that come behind us when we tolerate and we put up with it and we allow people to treat us that way. You teach people how to treat you.
That's right.
You teach them how to treat you. So they know, oh, you if I can pull your tail coat and tell you, hey, you're talking too much, and you're going to get in line, it's not okay.
Yeah, and I used to ask my parents, as I got older and got more knowledge and gained information, I used to ask them and look them in the face and ask them, where were you during the civil rights movement? What did you do to contribute? You know what I mean? Because that's how I feel about my future.
Yeah.
My grandkids, my great-great-grands, and so forth. They're going to want to know, where were you? What did you do to help us? You know what I mean? So, we're not doing this. The point I'm trying to make is we're doing this for the future. You know what I mean? We're trying to make our community, this world, our Columbus better for the future than what we found it. So that's why we do what we do. It's not, we may not ever see reparations in our lifetime, but we might spark the brain that will see reparations in their lifetime. So that's why we do what we do.
Right.
It's not easy. We know it comes with the territory. People keep saying, oh, they're saying this about y'all. They're saying that about y'all. We don't care about any of that. None of that is
no. Listen,
we don't lose no sleep.
Listen,
None.
Listen, if you don't like me now, we probably didn't like each other before. So it's just is what it is. Like everybody, you don't have to be everybody's friend and in everybody's circle. And the way that my conviction and your conviction rolls, we're unbothered by that. I would prefer to be around one real person, one person with a conscience and a conviction that's going to speak up, as opposed to a whole bunch of people,
100 sheep,
who are going to do what's best for themselves.
Right.
So I'm okay with that. So Dr. Hood says that absolutely they are recruiting people to serve as buffers for power elites from the country clubs.
Yeah. And what's up with this country club? Why do our people keep running to the country club? Why can't? And that's what I'm talking about. Why don't we build our own country club? You know what I mean? We can do it. We can pool our resources. We can. You know what I mean? It's not happening, but we can do better at pooling our resources and coming up with our own country club, which brings me to the Liberty Theater, the Liberty District. Listen, our people need to be making more noise, advocating for the resurrection of the Liberty Theater, the Liberty District. We're talking about our kids don't have anything to do or nowhere to go. The Liberty District is for our kids. The Liberty Theater is for our people, our kids, where we can come together and have a good time in one place. You got a museum, you got an actual theater to go in to watch plays, watch movies, a coffee shop, a place where you can go read, and I mean the possibilities are endless. But we have to resurrect the Liberty Theater. So that's my 2 cents.
And so those are things, those are things that people don't care about. They're quick to say these are nonpartisan issues. Well, guess what? Light, trash, the Liberty Theater, all those things are considered nonpartisan issues and challenges, but y'all don't care about that like you care about things that's in your backyard. Okay? A small leak, yes ma'am, will sink a great ship. It sure will. That's what happens when one stays in the circle. It sure will sink a ship. Politicians and too many preachers want to be what's that say? Okay, yes. And get invited to the right social events, given awards to do nothing. Politicians are not leaders, they are representatives. That's true. Okay, yes, sir.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
They are representatives. That is the truth.
Yeah.
That is the truth. But yes, I need y'all to have some leadership skills. Yes. And so that takes me to, what kind of mindset are we operating in Columbus? Academically, there's 2 types, a growth and a fixed mindset.
All right.
So what's your thoughts on the mindset of what we have going on here in Columbus, Georgia?
Listen, that is a great question. Because listen, this is not, you can't give a short answer for that question, because there's so many things that contributes to this. And I just had a conversation with a brother the other day. There's a lot that goes into the mindset of, I want to talk about our people. Okay. Because there's so many things that you got to overcome.
That part.
You know what I mean? Just to make it it's difficult.
That part.
Imagine trying to run a race and you got to jump over hurdles, you got to dodge crocodiles, you got to run from lions. You got your shoes tied, your shoestrings tied together.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get to start when everybody else starts.
That part.
So
yes.
a lot of those things contribute. I understand it. A lot of those things contributes to the destruction of our community. The mindset, whether it be a poverty mindset, whether it be a growth mindset. What's the other mindset you said? You said growth.
Fixed
mindset.
Yeah.
A lot of things plays a part in that. You know what I mean? And they say the older generation has a fixed mindset. You can't tell them nothing. You can't bring a fresh perspective. It's business as usual. And that's what they would say is a fixed mindset. But there's a lot of different things that goes into a person's mindset. And we should be learning every day. You know, we should be trying to grow and change every day. Because what we knew yesterday might not be relevant today. You know what I mean? So, again, that's the only way we grow.
Dr. Hood said closed, scared, and greedy.
Yes, sir.
I'm here for it, sir. I'm here for it.
Yes, sir.
So when we think of mindset from an academic perspective, we think of attitudes, beliefs that contribute to how we think and how we conduct ourselves. And so for the growth mindset, you know, you're willing to develop strategies to embrace challenges. You're willing to grow and, you know, overcome. With a fixed mindset, you feel like you are born a certain way. You either have it or you don't.
Okay.
It's a trait that doesn't change. You avoid challenges and you don't overcome hard things easily. So that's what the academic perspective looks like. And we tend to say that our older generation has a fixed mindset, which a lot of them do, honey, because you can talk until you blue in the face about some things, and they still, you know, this is how they feel, this is what they understand. And I'm not saying that's a negative thing, because after you've lived a certain amount of time on earth and you've experienced certain things, some things you know that you know. You know?
I agree.
Some things you know that you know. But like, for instance, in what we got going on in crime prevention, where I think the gentleman said he was over 56 or whatever, okay, that is not going to work. A fixed mindset is not going to work in that environment. You need someone either that's 56 and knows how to grow and develop and be innovative, or you need to bring in somebody younger that has a degree in education and that can lend and be an asset to that department, as opposed to what we have going on right now. So, you know, I give him a little credit. He shared some things on social media. He shared some events, what's going on with some of the grant recipients on social media. But, you know, that's fine and dandy, and that's fluffery, my new made-up word. But let's see some, you know, data. Let's see some data and how effective these programs are. And that's where he's failing us a lot.
Listen, and we even heard they're thinking about changing the name, or there's been suggestions to change the name from crime prevention to something else.
Yeah,
so
what do y'all think about that?
that?
What do y'all,
you know what I mean?
Because are they not preventing crime or what?
That's a legitimate question. Are the funds, listen, how is the Liberty not getting those funds? I'm not sure if they are or not, but that's what it needs to go towards. The Liberty Theater and places like that, that will be a safe haven for kids to go and have a good time. So, but that's, you know, that's what I would do.
Ms. Joanne says occupational and intellectual mindsets. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
For sure.
How you doing, Miss Cynthia? Thanks for joining us. Beautiful.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
The movement is in the building. We appreciate you.
Yeah, so, right. It's mindsets are mindsets. I think from what I remember from an educational perspective, like, you form your little personality once you're 5 years old. Like, that's how you're going to show up in the world. For the most part, you've developed who you are and how you're going to show up. You know, and of course, it evolves over the years.
Right.
But your environment has a whole lot to do with your mindset. And so back to the point of where you stated, as an African American person, there's so many hurdles to overcome. That's the truth. That we have to do so much work. Sometimes we don't even know the work that we need to do on the mindsets that we have just being a part of this country.
Yeah, and as a kid, my dad told me I had to, and I didn't understand it why he was telling me this, but he told me you would have to jump higher, you would have to run faster, you would have to do more, you have to show up earlier. He was telling me these things, and I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I was kind of, let down when he was telling me this, just thinking to myself, trying to process why I have to do more. But now, of course, as I got older, I understood, especially when I joined the military and I worked on certain jobs. You know what I mean? I knew I was the most qualified to do the job, but couldn't get the position or the promotion. The same thing in the Navy. I started to understand the politics of what comes along with that. So, yeah.
And so you say that, I have shared a lot of information here recently on Ryan Clark. Before Saturday, I didn't know who he was.
Shout out to Ryan Clark and the Pivot Podcast.
Yes, because I don't watch the ESPN like that.
Yeah.
But his story, while it's significant to him, it is the story of many African American people in this nation that, being overqualified, showing up on time, doing what you're supposed to do, and it's still not being good enough because people feel like they want to be able to treat you and control you a certain way, and when they are not able to do that, then they pull the string on whatever you have going on. And so it's unfortunate, his story, but what I hope they do, because he is the best, as he stated, get with some other great people, form your own platform, your own sports network. It's most of our people anyways that's making up these sports teams and things of that nature. Create your own sports network.
Yeah.
Give them something to worry about.
Listen, Ice Cube gave you the blueprint. The big three is the blueprint of what our people should be doing. You know what I mean? And the big three is thriving. Ice Cube started his own basketball league. You know what I mean? So yeah, we can absolutely do it. We just got to do it.
And something that Dr. Umar stated was that even with the rich and the elite and the wealthy, they have not even created their own Black Wall Street, their own collaboration of doctors and stores and things of that nature. We all, from the richest person to the most impoverished person, depend and fall back to default on white America, on everything that they offer, healthcare, groceries, everything. And even our wealthy people won't even create with their money. And so, what is that all about? Well, let me get some of these comments.
You said it. It's a mindset. It's absolutely a mindset. And I also, real quick, I love what he said about we shouldn't have to go back to segregation for our people to support one another. You know what I mean? That stuck out to me.
Right.
We should not have to go back to segregation for us to thrive in our own communities.
Right. That's the truth. So Ms. Joanne says, in Columbus, it's me, myself, and I mentality, my family, my close friends, and who can help me hide stuff and get stuff. Yes, ma'am.
But Ms. Joanne, why is that though? Like, tell us why. Tell us why that is.
Because they get away with it. Because it's enough people to allow them to get away with it, and that's what people I feel like are used to in this city, right?
Yeah.
People that are people that are just gonna go along to get along, will not. If you really care about somebody, pull them aside and say, hey, let's have this conversation. A lot of the conversations that y'all see me having on social media, believe me, I have talked to these people. I have said certain things to these people about how they show up, how they're not showing up, or how, I'm willing to help and support. But after a certain amount of time and you keep showing up the same way and keep doing the same stuff, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
Nobody got time for that.
Yeah, and real quick, listen, we appreciate everybody that supports Candid Conversation. If you would, please, right now, give us a thumbs up, like, share this with your friends and family, keep the conversation going. But yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and make sure you subscribe to our new
YouTube channel.
Yes.
YouTube channel is Candid Conversation. We're still working some things out. We're still getting things, we're in transition. You see the sign behind us, but we are working through it, working it out. So we appreciate your patience.
Yes.
But yeah, YouTube channel is Candid Conversation. If you have not subscribed yet, please go subscribe. Thank you.
And also, if you are a black business owner, go ahead and drop the link of your business in the comment section so we can support and things of that nature. So
Yes.
Miss Joanne says, or no, I'm sorry, Miss Kimberly says, wow, that's crazy. Crime prevention is exactly what it stands for.
Yeah,
what
it should
name
be.
are they going to change it to? Right, so we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
If they even change it, but we heard
Right.
that it was
It
suggested.
was a recommendation on
Yeah.
the minutes, yes. And love you too, Miss Cynthia. Thank you very much for joining in.
We appreciate it.
Dr. Hood says crime prevention is hush and slush. Ooh, Jesus.
I would have to agree with you,
For
sir.
political operatives, look at who got most. King George, get the job directing the crime prevention efforts. Help today, help today, help today. Now, I feel like I have heard that before, and not from Dr. Hood.
About it being a slush fund?
Yeah, a slush and a hush fund.
If you know how a slush fund works, it has all of the ingredients
Wow.
of a slush fund. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, is it effective, honey?
Mm-mm.
According to the CDC's development milestones, a child learns everything they need to know about the age of 2, and everything after that is added to. Okay, thank you,
All right.
ma'am. Thank you. Because they have been getting away with it for years, but open records requests will always dispel a lie. All right now, ma'am.
Listen, the open records request is your friend. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Open records request is your friend.
And listen, they're smart about it because, you know, I requested some open records before with my name, with anything with my name being listed in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the emails I get say ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're working with some very conniving and smart people who know how to pivot, you
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
that they can stay under the radar with the foolery that they're doing, you know, in our government.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, honey, we have hit the candid list
I think
of
we
conversations and topics today. I am feeling good about what we
Right.
talked about today. How
Okay.
about you?
I feel great. Yeah.
How y'all feel out there?
Yeah. What did we miss? What did we get right? What did we get wrong?
Listen, somebody said our stuff was too long. They said the sound wasn't that great.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're working on the sound, like we said. We got our own Candid YouTube page. So
Yes.
we're working. You're going to see some changes and some upgrades. We are grateful for the feedback.
Yeah,
we're
we appreciate
grateful
it.
for the engagement and for you guys sticking with us. Candid Conversation has been going on for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We started in a private group on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so we have since opened it up, and we just want to continue to encourage, empower, inform our community on topics that are
Not always popular.
but very much important. And as we get ready to close out, I just want to say, please make sure you follow the 706 Citizen.
Mm-hmm.
That is Denise Cambridge. She has all the information you need about the upcoming elections. Her new handbook for the city is coming out. A special edition, I think I've seen. I'm super excited about
Yeah.
that. Operates in excellence.
Yes.
Make sure you drop before you get off here your business link. If you have a business, make sure you drop the link, not just the name, so that we can find you, follow you, and support you.
Mm-hmm.
Voter registration ends October 5th. Okay. Early voting starts October 13th through the 30th. And then election day is November 3rd. Schools start August 3rd. And we have a city council meeting coming up this Tuesday at 5:30. So we got a busy week coming ahead, and we appreciate everybody, your input, your engagement, and everything you do to contribute to Candid Conversation. And again, this Candid Conversation was brought to you by the people. Thank you so much for the donations today, and supporting all the recommendations that we have gotten feedback on, and we're working to move forward on. Thank you.
That's right. And again, you know, if you find value in our content, please, please, please share, you know, like, thumbs up, thumbs up. We definitely appreciate it, and it's not in vain. We know that a time is a currency, and you don't get that back. So if you're spending that with us, we don't take that lightly.
Yes.
Again, thank you for everybody
Yes.
who continues to watch, continues to support our platform, our voice. Of course, engagement and support is greatly appreciated. But yeah, we'll be back here next week.
Speak up, folks.
Same
Speak up.
channel, Same time. Yeah, or we'll be on YouTube. We'll probably go live Facebook and YouTube, but we will definitely be live on YouTube moving forward. We do have our 50+ subscribers. So shout out to those who did make that happen.
She said, I just did.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Denise says, yes, great candid conversation this evening. Keep inspiring, informing, and enlightening us all. Thank you so much, beautiful.
We appreciate you.
Taylor says, do y'all think that the at-large seats should step in when the district seats are not doing their jobs they were elected to do? Yes, indeed.
That's a great question.
They are, over all of the districts. And right now, Mr. Chambers, when you email him, I CC him on emails to the district people. He responds. He'll say, hey, give me some feedback, and let me know what's going on. So far, he's doing a great job with that. Columbus is the same city that MLK couldn't find a church to let him come preach because they were scared of being burned down. He had to go to Prince Hall. Thank you, baby. How you doing, beautiful? Thank you for joining us.
We still have that same attitude and mindset right now in Columbus. It's unfortunate. But that's why we do what we do. We're here to change the narrative and to speak up and encourage others to speak up and speak out. So yeah, we're going to make it happen.
And I see y'all dropping your books and your links in the comments. Thank you so much.
Yeah. We
love to support and share.
And listen, we're going to put our link in the description if it's not already there, how you can support us. If you find value in our content, please don't hesitate to, hit our Cash App. Send us a little something. We appreciate it.
Yes.
But yeah, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it moving. Again, we're going to see y'all back here next week. Thank you for your support. Again, I am King George, a.k.a. Mr. Knowledge is Power. My beautiful queen, my beautiful co-host, Dr. Natalie, my one and only.
Thank you. Bye, y'all. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah.